Why dementia feels so scary and what science says we can actually do. Let's be honest for a moment. Dementia is one of the most frightening words we hear as we get older. Not cancer, not heart disease, but the idea of slowly losing our memories, our independence, and even pieces of who we are. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Almost everyone knows someone who's been affected by dementia. So today, instead of panic or false hope, let's talk about what science really knows and what actually makes a difference. First, dementia is not just aging. Many people believe memory loss is a normal part of getting older. But dementia is not normal aging. Occasionally forgetting a name? Normal. Walking into a room and forgetting why? Normal. But getting lost in familiar places, struggling with daily decisions, or losing the ability to manage money or conversations, that's different. Scientifically, dementia is caused by progressive brain changes, including inflammation, reduced blood flow, and damage to brain cells and connections. And here's something important. These changes start decades before symptoms appear, which means prevention is not something you do at 70. It's something that quietly begins much earlier. Second, there is still no cure. But that's not the whole story. Let's clear up a big misconception. As of today, there is no complete cure for Alzheimer's disease or most dementias. Yes, new drugs exist. Some can slow disease progression slightly in early stages, but none can fully restore memory or reverse damage. Now here's the hopeful part. Large-scale studies show that up to 40% of dementia risk is related to lifestyle factors, things that are at least partly under our control. That means dementia is not just about genes or bad luck. It's about how the brain is treated over time. Third, what people with lower dementia risk have in common. When scientists study people who maintain sharp cognition into their 80s and 90s, some patterns show up again and again. Not superhuman brains, not miracle supplements, but surprisingly ordinary habits. They tend to keep blood sugar stable. They avoid chronic inflammation. They protect blood vessels. And they challenge their brains gently, consistently. In other words, they create an environment where the brain can survive longer. Fourth, food matters, but not in the way social media tells you. There is no anti-dementia superfood. Blueberries won't save your brain by themselves. Neither will supplements promising memory miracles. What does matter is dietary pattern over time. Research consistently supports eating styles similar to the Mediterranean and Mind diets. That means more vegetables, especially leafy greens, more fish and healthy fats, more whole grains and legumes, and less ultra-processed food and refined sugar. This kind of diet helps reduce inflammation and improves blood flow to the brain. And remember, the brain uses 20% of the body's energy. What fuels your body fuels your mind. Fifth, movement without exercise still counts. Here's good news for people who hate the gym. You don't need intense workouts to protect your brain. Daily movement, walking, gardening, cleaning, standing more, improves circulation and oxygen delivery to brain cells. In fact, studies show that sedentary time is more harmful than lack of formal exercise. So the goal isn't athletic performance. It's simply staying physically engaged with life. Sixth, the brain needs social and mental stimulation. The brain is not a muscle, but it behaves like one. When it's used, connections strengthen. When it's isolated and unstimulated, connections weaken. People with lower dementia risk tend to talk regularly with others, learn new skills, and stay mentally curious. This doesn't mean crossword puzzles alone will save you. It means staying mentally alive. Finally, dementia prevention is about small, repeated choices. Dementia doesn't start suddenly, and prevention doesn't happen dramatically. It's built quietly through daily meals, daily movement, daily engagement. No single habit will protect the brain, but together they create resilience. And that may be the most empowering message of all. We can't control everything, but we are not helpless. If you found this helpful, the next videos will break down specific foods, daily routines, and common habits that quietly increase dementia risk. Because protecting your brain isn't about fear, it's about informed choices.